I'm Urza47, and this is another episode of Urza Masters Magic. Thank you all for joining me. As I mentioned at the end of last episode, we are once again trying to beat up some of these dungeons here, and we are currently setting our sights on this keep here that has Chaos Spawns and Hellhounds. Chaos Spawns are beholders, basically. They are normally kind of dangerous, except when you have units like I do that have magic immunity. So magic immunity will cause most of their... They have a bunch of really nasty special attacks, and those special attacks will simply not work. In most cases. There's one of them that does, and once we're in combat, I'll show you what it is. But there's one type of attack called Doom Damage, and Doom Damage will just automatically deal damage all the time, no matter what. There's no way to prevent it. Not even magic immunity will prevent it. And these paladins in particular have been chaos channeled into 2 points of fire breath. The other paladins I'm not going to chaos channel yet because they are not yet elite, although this one is about to be. And this one will be kind of soon. You need 120 to get there, but it doesn't actually cycle until the next turn, which is why this unit hasn't gotten it yet. And we're actually about to start the next turn. We're generating 223 research points, 67 skill points. We'll bump that up to 75. Again, getting this up to about half, about equal to your casting skill. We'll get it in 2 turns, so that's generally a good metric if you can get there. And how are we doing on research? We're currently researching Warp Reality. It requires 1,500 research points. And at our current rate, we'll get there 7 turns. We'll take a closer look as we get closer. And we're not currently casting anything, although that's going to change. We should cast... We have some gold over there, which is good. This place... So there's some coal here, or rather some iron. That reduces normal unit cost by 5%. I don't think I'm going to be producing normal units here, although this is a big town, and am I going to get closer to paladins, maybe? I don't know. Do I have serious designs on having a secondary town to have paladins in? This one might. It's building a Parthenon. So yeah, given that, I think we're going to go ahead and cast... if I can find it in here. Transmute, and we're actually going to put it over here on the silver, and it'll actually take some time for that to go off because we just finished casting something, I guess. But anyway, I'm going to transmute these 2 silvers. Silver is generally the best thing to transmute. Silver is worth 2 gold, but silver will transmute into mithril, which is worth +1 power, which goes into here, into your power base. So you can turn into mana, skill points, research points. It's generally a good trade, although it will cost us some money in the long term because this $4 a turn we're getting for our silver mine is not going to happen anymore once we transmute the silver away. So let's move on to the next turn. Actually, I should probably check what we're building. So, for all the experience points that we earned in the last battle, Shuri gained a level, and she now has 6 points of agility and gets an extra +1 to hit. So that is good. We have a miners guild, so we're going to be building some things. We don't really need barracks. I think we should be building, however, a sawmill. Okay, let's get to work transmuting our silver into mithril. And what is Rakir going to do? Well, these guys have already gotten upset at me for moving armies too close to their cities. So I think the strategy here is to sort of go around them. And these two are going to likewise kind of skedaddle. I mean, there's an unexplored layer there, but there's like all these hostile cities there. There's just not a sorcery node. That sorcery node doesn't have anything in it. It's just empty. I could just fly over and take it. But again, that's probably not wise because A, it'll aggravate the enemy wizards, and B, it won't even buy me very much. They'll just cast their own magic spirit and come back and take it. And note that there are no less than 3 different wizards with cities right here. Just a few squares away. And they all are going to try to be fighting over this sorcery node. Perhaps that's why no one's actually taken it. So yeah, that's not really worth... There's plenty of nodes on this world that are a lot more interesting to me. Wow, this nature node doesn't have anything in it either. That's a little surprise. It's a little more surprising because it's 2 squares away from this guy's capital city. It's not on fire. That's a wall of fire. And right, those are too strong. We've already plinked all the giant spiders, maybe. Although they can cast webs, so yeah, we definitely don't want to do that. We'll have them sort of head down that way. Now, a question I have to ask is, wow, we have over 3,000 gold pieces now. Before we do that, let's quickly go over our cities, banks, wizards guilds, trade goods, housing. It's a troll city building housing because it doesn't have anything better to do. That's fine. You're actually losing money a turn and you're building a shrine because you're a dark elf town and you're not very happy because you're a dark elf town. I get that. Forester's Guild would be pretty good, but shrines in cities with rebels are usually a high priority. So I guess we're just going to go straight in. Are there any spells we need to cast to enchant anything? I don't think so. We have 71 magic points worth of skill, and our good friend Zaldron here with his wand. 14 ranged attack. That's pretty potent. He has his own 52 magic point pool, so there's going to be a lot of spells we can lean on, should we need to do so. Wow, this looks a lot less dangerous than I was expecting. There's only 3 of them. So we're going to use our paladins as the frontline units once again. Although maybe putting the elite ones in the front's not a great idea. So as you can see with these Chaos ones, they have a 4-point poison attack, Doom Gaze, Death Gaze, Stunning Gaze. The Doom Gaze is the one that magic defense does not help against. It automatically does damage, but the rest of these straight up won't work. Neither will the Cause Fear spell. Has a fair amount of armor. So let's see, with 6 armor points and a 14 strength magical ranged attack, is going to do on the order of 3-ish points of damage, which isn't nothing, but it's not exactly great. I think Zaldron would be better served casting a Phantom Beast, or maybe Webs. Actually, I like that idea even better. And Tumu, you can just sort of go around this way. Alright, so this particular unit of paladins is going to back up. This other one will move over here to fill the line. Oops, that's not the unit I wanted to use. That's fine. Tumu isn't exactly useless in a fight. He has 9 points of resistance, although The doom damage attack is going to be problematic if he gets hit. I might want to consider giving him a defensive spell. But I've already given him resist elements. Do I have that one that just straight up gives you... Yeah, that's the one I already gave him. Oh, resist magic is the other one. I might want to give him a resist magic. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to web this other one, and I will personally cast resist magic, because it's only 5 MP. Just in case they try to do something... Or call it a stupidity tax, because I shouldn't have moved him there, but... Right, so he's going to be basically immune to all the nasty effects as well. And our line of paladins will close in a little bit. Actually, we can... Oh, no, we can't, because we already moved there. But we'll start taking... Wow, that did a crap ton of damage. How did you do that? I mean, your ranged attack is really good. And you have +5 to hit. Holy cow, this bow is amazing. Oh, you have +3 Blade Master. That's why. Wow. Okay, yeah, you're really, really, really... Look at all of those stats. I mean, just looking at all of these stat symbols makes you know you're really good. +5 to hit. Wow, that's like 80% hit per icon. That is stupendous. Okay. So who here hasn't moved yet? You have not moved yet. And you can't attack that. So he is going to deal some damage to my paladins, which is regrettable. Regrettable. We'll go ahead and web the last one. And Shuri, we'll see if you can... Wow, this one's actually almost dead. That seems like a bad choice for... So I wonder, what's my likelihood of getting like totally screwed by if Shuri attacks it? So poison's not going to do anything because he has resist a lot. Resist 12, I think. Resist or die instantly, so that's not going to work. That's not going to do anything. Resist or be stoned. That's not going to do anything. Cause fear, resist or stand frozen. Oh, but this 4 means it's at a -4 penalty. So he would actually have a 20% chance for each of those abilities of just straight up getting killed, which is not good. Right, and you can actually move up and then shoot. There we go. Okay, so we've gained a fame and a sword. Oh my! +3 attack, +2 to hit, +2 defense, and also resist elements as the spell. Well, I think this seems like a great thing to give to Tumu here, because these other two people can't use it as easily. The Sword of Milan is only +1 attack, +1 defense. This is +3, plus to hit, plus defense. That's just really good. So now you are quite good. Rain Dancer is what it's called. Very cool. And yeah, that... So this is cumulative with the spell I already had on him, which is not great. Okay, so actually my golden road here has sort of reached its limit because there's sort of an ocean here and I can't... Bridges aren't a thing in this game. I mean, I guess I can Word of Recall you over here, or I can like connect these two cities with a golden road. It's not an awful idea. But either way, that would require me to do something like word of recall. You're currently building, so you can just continue to do that. You, I guess, will just patrol. Now, how banged up are our units? They're all variously moderately banged up. But I have a very handy spell here to help with that. Nature's Cures. We'll have this group of units all healed up in no time. And by no time I mean like 1 turn. And we're fine on research. We've built a bank in Exeter. And that bank has given us, wow, a lot of money. Okay, yeah, I can see why I definitely wanted to build a bank there. Mechanicians Guild, Wizards Guild. 8 spell research points. That's pretty good. This would take a really long time, though. 15 turns. That's a long time. I don't know about a really long time. Mechanicians Guild seems really good, though. War College also seems pretty good. Starting as veterans, which means any new paladins I create will be... Well, they'll only need a few sorties to get to elite, at which point I can chaos channel them. But Mechanicians Guild is probably the best bet from a cost-value standpoint, because it's a production building. You want to get those as quick as possible. So here we actually did build a Wizards Guild. And that gets us up to 18 points of research being produced here, in addition to the 10 magical power. So useful things we can build here. Fantastic Stable, War College. So the Fantastic Stable will let us get riders, I think. They have some cool flying unit. It's not great, but it's something. Magicians. So Magicians are the new unit you can train once you have a Wizard's Guild. And they let you cast the Fireball spell. They're easy to kill, but they're pretty good. They're not paladins, but they're pretty good. Actually, Dark Elves have a better version of Magicians called Warlocks, and they get to cast the Doombolt spell, which is a very, very handy spell that just straight up does 10 points of damage to anything. The only exception is because it's a spell, magic immunity does affect it. So if my opponents have that spell, they're not going to be able to cast it on my paladins. They will, however, be able to cast it on my heroes, which would be very annoying. Although I could cast regeneration on them at some point once I research it. But for the here and now, I think we want trade goods, because there's nothing terribly interesting else you can build here. And after the bank, and you don't have any rebels, do you? No? Okay. Wizards Guild then? Sure. I mean, it'll take a while, but it ought to pay off. So for our Nature's Cures... And now we have a fully healed up combat unit ready to go. And go they will, right into this keep of just sprites, which we should be able to make short work of. Just a few of them. Alright, so Zaldron took, in all those magical barrages, 1 point of damage. Which is why I gave him the Resist Element spell, precisely for this reason. +3 to range defense against magical attacks. So we are going to cast... I don't think we have any flying combat summons. A Phantom Beast, I suppose. I'm surprised it did not just straight up kill the Warbears. It took quite a bit of damage itself, also, which I'm a little disappointed to see. Tumu with his Rain Dancers, formidable attacker now. So I can actually consider having him on the front line at this point. Oh, +4 to hit. Wow, he also has this cool Blade Master thing going on. In addition to the bonus from the sword. +2 to hit. Wow. So actually, once you get to +7 to hit, you're just guaranteed to hit. And beyond that point, it's kind of not useful. Yeah, you'll just go straight ahead. Like, just about everyone can go straight ahead, except maybe Zaldron. Actually, I didn't check before we came into combat, although it's not a... Yeah, you're elite and you have a Chaos Channel. You're elite and don't. You're not elite, but you will be soon. You're not, and you're not even a veteran yet. So yeah, there's 2 more Chaos Channels I have coming. And Shuri can move ahead as well. Okay, Zaldron took another 1 point of damage from that magical barrage. And I guess he can cast a web. And again, we'll have our normal units just press forward. Now, I wonder how much damage we would do with just with a long range attack here, because we have this very large +5 to hit bonus that would more than offset the range penalty. Oh, you just straight up kill it. Well, dang. Okay, I wonder if you can do that again. My, it must be easy living in a world in which Shuri exists. And these should be no match for Tumu's blistering attack. Now we'll just not even any point anymore moving forward when Shuri can just shoot them. There we go. So more fame, more money. Wow, I have like a Scrooge McDuck level treasury over here. 3,800 gold pieces. That is quite the sum. And you can also patrol. This also might reduce unrest. Yes. Okay. Even though engineers aren't really combat units, they do count for unrest reduction, I believe. And while I'm thinking about it, I should probably cast more... Oh, I should just click on it here. It's not transmute. We're not going to get it now, but we will next turn. And where are you? You're over here. You're our handy explorer. And you have this kind of lame sword, but it's something. All right, there's actually not a whole lot of... Let's look at the cartographer. There's not a whole lot of places we haven't explored yet. So on Mirror, we have... There might be some stuff over here. Maybe some over here. Arcanus. We've basically just taken over this entire continent. And everyone else is sort of fighting for scraps over there. But I guess... Is there a... Yeah, you're there. I guess we can sort of poke around over here. There might be a sorcery node hiding in this uncharted water or something. You never know. Okay. More growth. A bank. Let's get a Mechanician's Guild. And you've built a Miner's Guild. So this town is actually growing to a decent size at this point. Perhaps now is the time for a library. And transmute, we're going to do down, whoops, here. Get some more mithril happening. And you're going to purify. Now, before we go in there, let's briefly check out our opponents here. Wow, it looks like you have an alliance going on between Horus and Raven. Raven's relaxed, Horus is neutral. Since I'm thinking about it, I'll page them and see if they have any spells they want to trade me. I'm not really interested in that one. Goodbye. What about you? Sonic Blast, Confusion. Yeah, these are the same ones. Nope, I don't need that. Goodbye, thank you. Casting skill slowly going up. And as for these guys, I'm not sure where we're headed next. A Chimera. Let's check the wiki, because I don't know offhand how nasty chimeras are. If I recall correctly, they're like a rare summon. And my internet is being extremely slow. So slow, in fact, that I'm just going to use the instruction manual, because I don't have to download it from the internet. So chimeras are a chaos creature with 7 melee attack, a 4 breath, defense 4, 8 resistance, 8 hits, 2 flying, fiery breath. So they're moderately nasty. No, they're actually only an uncommon spell. You can, just as a rule of thumb, you can usually tell how powerful a fantastic creature is just by the rarity of its summoning spell. And uncommon are eminently beatable. So beat them we will. And what's this little village doing down here? You're still producing the smithy. You should buy that. I need to pay a little more attention to my domestic production concerns. And these cities are... yeah, just buy that. You too, buy it. Spend some of the Scrooge McDuck money I have. Wow, we should maybe buy another priest. Alright, Builder's Hall. Now you can get a granary. And you've got a sawmill. Let's parlay that to a forester's guild. And you've finally managed to build that. Now you can build a forester's guild. And you've finally built your smithy, which we can parlay into a builder's hall. And we will wait a turn before we actually buy it. And we don't even need to scout this. We're just gonna kick in the door, proverbial door. Fire Breath 6. I mean, that's pretty good, but if you have magic immunity, it won't do anything. Oh, I meant to chaos channel some of these, and I forgot about it. Oh well, we can do that after the battle. Anyway, yes, we'll take our line of paladins. There's only 2 of them, which is not very threatening at all. And we have Zaldron, who's become basically our web bot at this point. And Shuri can step forward and shoot at this other Chimera. They have a lot of hit points, though. Yeah, that only did like 4 points of damage. Because they have a fair bit of defense. Their Tumu is probably going to get mauled if he tries to go into melee against them. Now that, wow, then they have a bonus happening too. So they get 9 sword attack each. So that's 36 total at +1 to hit. So they're going to be hitting for roughly 15 or so against his defense of 9. of which 3 or so will hit. I don't think that this plus to hit, excuse me, this plus to hit does not apply to shields. So he will rate to take 12 damage, which will easily kill him. So yeah, we don't want him to engage in melee. We'll just have him do his typical dance in the back here. Oh my, they killed one of my paladins. That's not very good. How dare you do that? Actually, I'll have Zaldron try casting a spell. By spell, I mean a generic ranged attack. And then I will cast the web personally. Wow, that was much more effective. Although the Fire Breath forgot to take effect because we fought first. So fire-breathing paladins are a thing. The non-fire-breathing ones aren't nearly as effective, unfortunately. Let's see if Shuri can finish them off. One of them off. Okay. I'll move forward. He'll stay there. We'll sort of let the undamaged ones go first. Or he'll just go and do that. That's fine too. 302 gold and 640 mana crystals. We didn't really need that. We'll just throw it in the vault with the rest of them. Okay, now before I forget, we'll get to work on... Ah, that's why they're getting a bonus, because they're inside the Chaos Node aura here. All of these squares with the little red magic symbol, it's only red because that's my player color, but they're being produced by this Chaos Node. So every Chaos creature inside this area gets a 2-point bonus to their stats, including, I should mention, where is it? Well, you probably saw it in the in battle, but this one counts as a chaos creature because I chaos channeled it, and so it was getting +2 to all of its stats. If you hit rewind on your YouTube player about a minute or so, I know I brought up this particular stat pane, I should say, and notice the fire breath is only 2 right now. It was 4 in combat, which is why this unit of paladins, fire-breathing paladins, just completely demolished the chimeras, because it was collecting that +2 bonus. It applies to melee, armor, resist, and even to this fire breath attack that it gets. So unfortunately, we will be leaving the Chaos Aura momentarily, but not before we cast some Chaos Channels. You are elite and you have been Chaos Channeled. You are elite and you have not been, so we'll go ahead and take care of that now. How do we know which one it is? I think it's the 4th one on the list. I hope I'm right. Yeah, you have the fire breath. Okay, so they both have fire breath now. So I have 2 units of fire-breathing paladins, which never stops being cool no matter how much I say it. And you're just a veteran. You are elite too, but I don't think I can cast another Chaos Channels this turn. We'll have to wait. And you guys can continue your plotting path back over here. Now, before I click end turn, now I wanted to check this. You have no progress yet. I need to do that next turn. Right. Okay. Oh, what is this thing? We have some other unit here. Possibly stirring up trouble, although we have a pact, so I'm not going to do anything about it as of yet. Although I reserve the right to do so later, should that be necessary. We want a Sage's Guild. We can build towards Wizards Guilds and get a few units of Warlocks, maybe. That's not a terrible thing to have. And it only takes 3 turns to get it. This town, unlike all the others, has actually become quite productive. Now, here we go. So we're going to pick this one for more Chaos Channels. And it now flies. 2-speed flight. Flying paladins. Awesome. And this one's going to take another 21 turns or some combat. This one longer than that. So we'll be patient. Remember, once they've been Chaos Channeled, they do not get to accrue XP anymore, which is why this guy still has 120 and this guy has also only 120. Oh no, that's because it just gets... They just stop counting after 120. I know they had more than 120 printed here at some point, although it probably like takes till the end of the turn before it like decides to do that or something. Anyway, we need to pick a target to go and conquer next. How about this one? Shadow Demons. Sounds nasty, but when you have tons of fire-breathing paladins, maybe not so much. So we'll start heading in that direction, and we'll also call that a video here. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope next time we'll be able to kick those Shadow Demons' butts just as easily as I've kicked a lot of other butts so far. Our Scrooge McDuck pile of money is grown ever larger. I might need to buy a second gigantic vault with a diving board to hold all of it. 4,600 gold pieces is quite a princely sum. I guess maybe I should go through here and buy more buildings. Like this one, for instance. Oh, ooh, that's kind of a steep price. I'm getting a little sticker shock. Maybe I don't want to buy that. This one's probably going to have the same problem. Sage's Guild 3 turns. That's pretty good as is. 7 turns for a Miner's Guild. Yeah, no. How about right now? And what else? Forester's Guild 16. That is way too long. Have it now. And also 29 turns for a Builder's Hall. Yeah, that's you. We're definitely going to buy that right now. Okay, so now we have an amount of money that we can, in fact, fit into a single vault with a diving board rather than 2. So I guess that's good. And I will see you next time when we try to spend more of this money. We're getting 248 per turn. No wonder we have money coming out of our eyeballs. We might need to resort to alchemy to convert some of it to magic points, which I also have a hilariously large amount of and aren't spending because I can only effectively spend 73 of it a turn. 74 now, but yes. So it's... Yeah, I'm creating 40 a turn, and I'm spending 70 or so a turn, plus maybe combat castings at triple cost. If I have a lot of battles, maybe a few hundred per turn. So basically all the mana I'm ever going to need. And effectively all the gold I'm ever going to need, too. Okay, well, anyway, I will cut it here. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.